Anya, why don't you take the lead, the basic things, the first stuff that people should be aware of? All right, I think there's some sort of internet slowdown, but let me jump in. I think the first thing that you should be aware of,
right,
think
guys.
about. You're back. Okay,
sorry,
go ahead.
We don't have very good connection today. So first thing is, it's better if you do it yourself, okay, rather than if you ask someone to do it for you. And again, if you do it yourself, please make sure that you read the instructions. And reading the instructions is not enough. Actually, you have to follow the instruction very, very closely. Again, we're going to go over like a lot of questions today that we have to talk about this. But again, first thing, please read the instructions and follow them carefully. Second thing, again, as John mentioned, participation is free. You don't have to pay anyone for that. Again, if you want to talk to our attorney in private, if you have any questions, yes, we can do that. But again, you don't have to pay if you don't want to. Okay. If you don't want, if you want to have consultation with an attorney, yes. But the registration is free for everyone, no matter from what country you are from.
And this is the best. Later on, if you win and do a green card, that has more government fees there, but just getting your name in the lottery is a free thing.
Yes, thank you, John. So the only website where you can submit your entry is dvprogram.state.gov. Any other websites that you can find online, most likely it's some fake websites or some scammers, something like that. So the only website where you can enter your registration is official website dvprogram.state.gov. There is no paper forms. There is nothing. It's online only. So if someone tells you, hey, give me your passport data or something, or your biographical information, and we're going to do this for you, like, I don't know, they tell you they're going to mail it in. Again, it's all fraud, online only. So the next thing is, don't forget to press submit, because sometimes people, they think they go through the whole thing and they get to the last page, they think they're done, but there is this magic button that called submit. And after that, after you submit the registration, you have to get a confirmation page. So if you didn't get the confirmation page, it means that your entry is not in the system. Your entry was not registered. Okay, so this is very, very important. And also, it's very important that you save your confirmation page. And keep your confirmation number. You can send it to your email and have it on your email. You can take a picture, you can print it and put it in like a couple different places so that you don't lose it. We as immigration attorneys also recommend that you save your entry as well. All the information that you put in your actual entry, kids, family, like everything. It's going to be 4 pages of information. It's very useful for again, if you win, to use it later. Okay. Again, we talk about fraud. Important, yes. John is going over the main page. So one of them
in there again, the confirmation number is really important, and taking screenshots and saving the information for him so we can see if there are issues there. So be very mindful of that. And one thing, that the form, it's pretty simple, but it's deceptively simple because people have typos, and a lot of times people don't speak English, not their original language. They have a travel agent or their friend's cousin do it. You got to be very careful. One error could lead to a denial. So some of the stuff we say, pressing submit and stuff may seem like obviously, but we get a lot of people don't do this stuff. We have a lot of these basic errors that happen. We see it all the time. That's why we bring it up. Not to be, people think they can't do it on their own. You can, but we see it's basic. We see it from like doctors and surgeons and rocket scientists. It's not even an education thing. It's about people just not paying attention, or think it's easier, or think it's more easygoing. The government's not going to be tough on this. It's just a form. They're extremely, extremely tough on the details of this. So be very careful. And also, I want to talk about what countries are eligible really quick. This is a question I get asked quickly. The diversity visa program is 50,000 visas they set aside. Usually, probably a little more than half of them actually get the green card through this process. But it's for countries that have lower levels in immigration to the United States. So the following countries cannot do it: Bangladesh, and these are countries that have higher immigration numbers: Bangladesh, Brazil, Canada, China, including Hong Kong, but not including Taiwan or Macau, Colombia, Dominican, El Salvador, Haiti, Honduras, India, Jamaica, Mexico, Nigeria, Pakistan, Philippines, South Korea, UK, excluding Northern Ireland, except Northern Ireland and its dependent territories, Venezuela, and Vietnam. These are countries that have large numbers, so they cannot participate in the diversity visa lottery. But there's 100+ countries other that they can. So I'll go back to you, Anya.
All right. So one of the very popular questions that we get is about the name. So part one, we see here you have to input your name here, and it seems pretty obvious. But again, people unfortunately make errors, and these errors may lead later on to denials and to disqualifications. So, for example, a maiden name and passport. What name shall I use for the lottery registration? Okay, you have to use your name as it exactly appears on your passport. Okay, sometimes your middle name will not be listed on your passport. It means that you will not be using it. You will not be inputting it into the registration form. Okay, again, if you got married and you didn't have enough time to change your passport, okay, but you know that later on you will change your passport, right, and you know what exact last name will be there, you have to input this name. Okay, because again, you're once you got married, you officially change your name to, for example, your spouse's name, right? So for this situation, we recommend to just use your official legal name for registration purposes. Later on, again, it's going to be hard to explain if you do it otherwise. Okay, so about the middle name, do I have to include my middle name when registering? So again, we get this we get this question a lot. And if you have your middle name in your passport, you include it. If you don't have it, you don't include it. How it's easy to see if you have your middle name in your passport. So for example, I prepared a little bit, did my homework. So this is my son's Belarusian passport. Okay, and here this is called machine readable zone. Okay, and here you will see passport number, other identification information, and here you will have usually last name, first name, middle name. Okay, so we go by this one. And again, depends on what country you are from. Sometimes they use letters that are not from English alphabet. Okay, but in this machine readable zone, it's gonna be what you need. So just a quick tip from here. So the next question about the patronymic name. Again, it's not the same as middle name. For those people from those countries who are using patronymic names, again, look at your passport. Look at your machine readable zone. Is your patronymic name listed there? This is the answer to your question. If it's not there, you don't input it in your DV registration form. John, do you want to ask me some questions that we already?
So I mean, what about letters of passport that in your passport, the name that may not have English, things like in Sweden they have like I think like O with 2 dots, and Turkey there's these, for America it's like these weird letters that we don't have here. How do we input those?
So again, look at the machine readable zone in your passport. It's here. It's right here. So here everything will be only in English. So look here, and what's written there, that's how you have to input it in the system.
Wonderful. And what if you don't have a passport at the time of filing?
Since this year, passport is no longer a requirement to input your entry into DV lottery. But again, if, for example, you don't have your passport, you input your data, and later on you get your passport, and your information is different on your passport from the information that you already inputted in your registration, this can be a huge problem. This can be a huge problem. Even one error in name can lead to denial. Again, it depends on the situation. It would depend on the consular officer, but it's better if you have your passport already when you do the registration, to make sure that everything matches perfectly, because DV cases is one of those cases when there is no room for error. Okay, and you want to start right from the very, very beginning. Again, you can participate without the passport, but if later on the data is different on the passport, this can be a huge problem.
Definitely. And what about your passport's expiring?
Again, if you know that later on your passport spelling of your name will be the same as an expiring passport, then you can use what you have right now. But again, if you have an opportunity to exchange a passport and pay some like premium services that they do it in like 5 days, because today is just the registration opened yesterday, so you have the full months to do that. Okay, so it's better to later on you will still need to get a new passport to proceed with your visa if you win, you know, with to proceed further, right? So again, it depends on you. Better if you do it.
Okay, and with regard to children, if they don't have passports, it's fine. So they just need it later, and they'll automatically be, if they're minors, they'll be included in the application. You have to list them. We'll talk more about that in a sec.
Yes, exactly.
But
Children, they don't have to have a passport. But again, what if later on you get a passport for your kid, and you know you use different rules of transliteration from your country, and your kids' names, they are different on the entry and on their passports.
Thank you for watching this educational program. To get the latest videos, click the subscribe button and the notification bell icon. Also, help us help the immigrant community by liking this video and sharing it with your family and friends. You can also find us on other social media sites like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Twitter, where you find the latest updates on immigration news, policy changes, and tips. Be safe and God bless. See you soon.